And welcome back. On the first episode we managed to get all of the required background work done, whatever you want to call it. We got the professions, secondary professions, and got done with the first zone, but this is where the real challenge begins because we are headed into the Ghostlands, the first actually challenging zone, with a bunch of elite quests and just hard-hitting mobs and even difficult quests at times. So I am excited to get started, and I'm gonna get started by heading into the Tranquillin, which is the major hub of the Ghostlands, where we're gonna get to the majority of our quests. And another fun thing about Ghostlands is the fact that all of the quests start giving uncommon, aka green items, which means that Punchline is going to get decked out in no time at all. Oh, it's such a nice change of scenery and pace. I'm gonna make Tranquillin my home and pick up all of these quests and see where we can get started. Actually, before I really dive into Ghostlands, there's a quest to visit the Silver Moon, so I might as well go there and learn some new abilities, because I just hit level 12, so let's see if we have any good unlocks. And actually might as well just pick up the Resurrection quest chain while I'm here. And we have some really strong unlocks at level 12. You basically always want to see Blessing of Might on this trainer list, because the flat attack power increase just deals so much more extra damage. And Judgment of Wisdom just basically means that we get mana on hits instead of health that Judgment of Light gives, so we don't really care about that too much, because realistically we're not gonna have mana problems while we're just punching things down. And with everything done with Silver Moon, I'm gonna head back to Tranquillin and continue with the quests. And there's the last available quest picked up from Tranquillin. And looking at the map, I think I'm gonna start by heading north, picking up all of the quests there, dealing with the spider boys, and then finally making a nice little lap to end up on the second quest hub called Falcon Wing something? No, it's not Falcon Wing, it's Falcon something. And like I mentioned in the beginning, Ghostlands is home to many elites, and here's the first one of an Anok suit, and he's a elite spider boy that crawls with the other normal mobs, kind of patrols around the camp, and we'll see if we can actually match up to him. I don't know what to think, we'll just see how it goes. Okay, pull number 1, wish me luck. Wait, I'm actually melting through this guy and he doesn't even hit that hard. I mean, I got plenty of potions and cooldowns, but this seems to be a lot easier than I thought that it would be. And there's Anoxuten slain. A bit too easy, honestly. I was expecting more of a challenge, but this was the first out of the 5 Ghostland elites, and I'm thinking that the next ones will be actually more difficult, so we'll let this one slide for now. Wait, I just realized I had these huge pants lying in my bag for I don't know how long, but that is +1 strength, +1 stamina and a whole bunch of armor. But we absolutely take those crazy tasty upgrades, yummy. And a massive level 13 here. And would you guess it, another point into Benediction, but on the bright side, soon we are maxed with Benediction and we can actually move down to more impactful talent points such as improved Blessing of Might, so definitely looking forward to that. And here we are in the previously mentioned Far Strider's Enclave. Just gonna pick up all of these quests, sell a bunch of junk and just start blazing through this. The quests in this hub are nothing too special, it's mostly just around the theme of gathering 10 of these stuff, slaying 10 of these beasts, but the only real special quest that we have here is to bring the head of Kelgash the Wicked, which is going to be our second elite that we're taking on in this place. Oh, and that's another green item to add to the list, +1 strength and also a huge level 14. Last point in the Benediction, and now we can start putting points into the improved Blessing of Might. And the reason why it's so strong is because it scales with percentages, so the higher we climb with the ranks of Blessing of Might, the more it's just going to grant us and just snowballs from there. Oh yeah, another thing that I really love about Ghostlands is that it has its own reputation tied into it. And by questing here I gain reputation with the Tranquillian, which means that I can use their quartermaster to buy all of these upgrades based on my reputation level. By the time we're done with Ghostlands, we're going to be swimming in upgrades. Wait, I completely missed it. I got Herbalism to 75, which means that I learned a new spell, Lifeblood rank 1. And Lifeblood itself is just another healing over time effect, but what's unique about it is that it's tied to the Herbalism profession itself. So every 75 Herbalism ranks that we go up, Lifeblood is going to increase in strength. So right now it's rank 1, but at 150 Herbalism it's going to be rank 2. And since we just hit Honored with Tranquillian, I'm gonna check the Quartermaster if he has any upgrades for me. Oh, look at that beauty of a belt. +2 strength, +2 stamina, and a whole bunch of armor. We are wearing the Gucci belt, the Balenciaga cloak. We are completely decked out. And we also unlocked this thing. Look at it, just taunting me. But we don't need these kind of toys. You already know that, I already know that. So why are we still here? Taking a nice little swim, dinging 50, no biggie. Earlier I was talking about putting points into Blessing of Might, but I then realized that I was supposed to go for Improved Judgments first, so gonna max that out. Which means that with 1 point now our Judgment cooldown is only 9 seconds instead of 10. It's such a pain fighting these mobs because they're constantly draining my mana. Oh, thankfully that was the last one. I can now Hearthstone out of here and just turn in all of these quests for the maximum dopamine points. Probably gonna get 16 off of these quest hand-ins, and it's a really nice level to have because we get another point in Improved Judgments, which is just a direct DPS increase. And a cute little upgrade to the Pantaloon slot. +1 strength, +1 stam.
Farewell. I have one-of-a-kind items.
Didn't quite hit the level 16, but we're so close that a few mobs should do the trick. There's my sweet 16. And now that we hit level 16, there's plenty of new skills to be learned at the class trainer, so just gonna quickly pay a visit to the Silvermoon City. And while I'm here, I figured why not just work on the secondary professions as well. Right, I forgot I had started the redemption quest line. Might as well wrap it up while I'm here and get my resurrection ability, not that I'm gonna use it anytime soon. And by resurrection ability, I mean an ability that can only res other players, not myself. But yeah, let's see what we have here. Blessing of Wisdom, not too crazy, just a mana regen buff. Holy Light, upgrade on the rank, more healing, pretty good. We don't need Righteous Defense or Righteous Fury, but Hand of Reckoning and Retribution are insane damage increases. And just shortly explained, Hand of Reckoning is a taunt ability that doesn't sound too impressive by itself, but it also has a built-in damage mechanism, so whenever your target is not targeting you, it will also deal damage to them. So it's a pretty nice way to pull mobs and just have that opening spike of damage. But Retribution, it's such an underrated ability. Basically, whenever a mob swings at you, it will also deal damage back to the attacker. And with talents such as Sanctifying Auras, Retribution Aura will do even more damage later in the long run, so I'm pretty happy to have it. And here's the last step of the resurrection chain. We kinda have to revive this guy that we may or may not have slain in a familiar cave a while back. Yeah, might be, boss man, take it easy. And if we get into more self-defense situations, now we have a way to bring those people back to life as well. Gonna save the mama's cooking recipe and some meat in the bag for later and go back to questing. Okay, you and me, we're gonna talk rings, okay? Your character has 2 ring slots and both of mine are currently empty, and I was thinking that it's about time we do something about that by taking on one of Ghostlands' most infamous quests, the Wanted quest. This quest rewards me with what would be my first ring, granting 3 stamina and 2 crit rating. I've had it in my quest log ever since I stepped foot into the Ghostlands, but there's a good reason I haven't touched it until now, and that reason is simply because it's extremely hard to do alone, as it is what's called a group quest, where it's supposed to be done with other players instead of just solo. The quest itself is pretty simple, just defeat and bring back the heads of Luciran and Knucklerot. How hard can it be, right? But let me tell you, these guys are a problem. They're basically fallen high elves, whose souls begin to twist and corrupt, and somehow their little elf bodies turn into these things. Don't ask me how that happens, but anyway, they're pissed, and you can see it in their damage. They're pretty much able to one-shot a squishy cloth user in like 6 swings. So, seeing as I can't take this guy's head on, it's starting to look like I have to save this quest for much later. Or do I? In World of Warcraft, if you're in combat with a mob and you try to run away from it, they will go out of their way to chase you. The distance and time of the chase depends on what's known as a leash timer. Leash timer begins when you start running away, and once it hits approximately 10 to 15 seconds, the mob will stop the chase and resets back to its original position. If you however start running away but keep interacting with the mob that is still chasing you, you will keep resetting the leash timer back to 0, which means that instead of resetting, the mob will keep chasing you. You can use this leash timer reset to kite mobs however long you want, as long as you stay alive, and this is where my first plan comes in. I'm gonna try and kite Luciran into Tranquillan, which is the town of Ghostlands, hoping that the gods will aggro onto him once we're there and finish him off. With this strategy, however, I need to do at least 40 to 50% of the total damage myself in order to get the credit and the loot for the kill. So I have to be extra careful that I keep sneaking in damage while I'm kiting. Wait, this guy is so fast, how am I gonna keep my distance from him? Oh, okay, thank god he's knocking me around. That's actually just helping me. Okay, moment of truth. Will the guards help me? I'm just gonna keep kiting till they actually do. Come on. Okay, yeah, we're fine. And it's as easy as that. Lutheran's head. First out of the two done. I feel bad for this guy trying to invite me to a group, but yeah, I'm not allowed to groups, so I just can't break the purity of this account. But yeah, now we just gotta find Knucklerot and give him the same treatment as we gave Lutheran. Okay, there he is. This is actually quite a decent place for him to be, because I can just use the road and kite along that way, so I avoid stumbling into any other enemies. I hope this guy has like a knockback ability as well that helps me keep my distance, because the... Oh, okay, that works too. He stops to cast a poison apparently, but I can just insta-dispel that with my Purify, so if he keeps doing that, I should be fine. Okay, I think that poison might have been a one-time deal because he's not happy with me. Yeah, I need to stun him here and just keep my distance. But it's not looking too good. Like, if he doesn't poison me, he's just going to catch up with me. Okay, never mind. There's the poison. More of those, please, Knucklerot. But yeah, as I was saying, if he doesn't keep poisoning me, he's just going to catch up and murder me. I mean, I have some cooldowns left, but still, just please keep poisoning me, Knucklerot. And there we go, Knucklerot is down, the quest is complete. It got pretty dodgy at points, but hey, we got it. I just feel so bad turning these cuties down, like they just want an invite, but I can't, and they don't even know why. It's the worst part. Like, what am I gonna say? Yeah, I'm a punch-only restricted Iron Man, like... yeah, I don't know. I might have completely forgotten to record the part where I actually get the ring. But yeah, here it is. 3 stam, 2 crit, big time, very happy about it. We're also really close to 19, so just gonna start working on that, I guess. But it's good to have one of those ring slots unlocked. Okay, this is actually quite the interesting dilemma we have here. So this is the pre-quest for the last quest in Ghostlands, the Elite Darkan. And these weapons are obviously designed to help us with the combat with Darkan. 5 damage that they deal on use equates roughly to like 15% of his health. So it's a really considerable amount, but obviously since they are weapons, even if it's a use effect, I can't use them. So we're gonna have to come up with our own way of beating him. Not sure if it's even possible, but we'll definitely give it a shot. And here we are at the gates of Deathholm, about to be done with Ghostlands. I'm pretty excited, let's start smacking this undead. Level 19, pretty nice, only 1 level away from the big 20. And seeing as I'm done with Improved Judgment and Improved Might, I'm just gonna start putting points into Heart of the Crusader, which just basically gives me crit rating, 1% per 1 point. Okay, first of all, Darkan. This guy has some cheeky abilities. He likes to cast much like Kelgash, so I'm gonna try to line his casts while also kiting him. I'm not sure if he even refuses to leave his base here, but we'll give it a shot. Okay, that fear cast is really fast. I need to be careful. Okay, the Shadow Bolt doesn't hurt that much. Oh, okay, but stacked with corruption, it's eating me alive. Okay, I can't use these walls outside. I thought that I could use the pillar to keep like line of sighting him, but this is not working out for me. He's just demolishing me. Maybe I'll find some walls. I need to abuse walls like I did with Kelgash the Wicked. Like, my game plan is to just weave in hits and line the casts, but it does not seem to be working here. Yeah, this guy is demolishing me. Oh no, yeah, there's not a chance. I need to think of something else. that guy hurts. Yeah, kiting outside, not a good idea. I had initially hoped that I would find walls that I could just line the cast with and just keep hitting like I did with Kelgash, but I just end up pulling mobs and there are no walls to use. So I think I'm gonna bring the fight inside instead. Inside the hold itself, it's actually pretty good. Like the hallways are just a big square. And you would think that why didn't I just straight up start there? But there's a slight drawback to this approach, and it's the fact that the mobs spawn inside the square hallways after 5 minutes of defeating them. The mob respawn timer starts the moment they die, so I have to be really quick after every wipe to clear the area as fast as I can and immediately pull the boss. I'm not sure if defeating the boss in 5 minutes by kiting it around the square hallways is possible, but we'll give it a shot. Okay, I've come up with a strat that's as good as it's gonna get. I'm gonna spend the first like 5 minutes before the mobs respawn, kiting this guy in the circle, or the square rather. And since the town guards haven't been giving me credit for the kill, I'm gonna make absolutely sure here that I do enough damage. So I'm just gonna keep kiting him till he's around 40%, so that means I've done 60%. And after that I'm gonna kite him back to the town, so let's see if that works out. Okay, so far so good, 25% down and I still got my potions left. But this guy just slaps so hard, it's kinda scary. Okay, I'm completely tapped on mana department. And this corruption hits me too, I don't know if you're gonna make it. As long as I have mana to taunt now, I think I should be fine. I've done 50% of damage myself. I was aiming for 60, so maybe I'll try to whittle those 7% down. But it's looking rough here. I don't think I'm going to be able to do that. I'm on like 1 health, but my life bloom is coming off cooldown. Yeah, clutch. I have to make sure I don't pull any bats here. Like with these resources, if I get in combat with something else, I'm just doomed. Okay, moment of truth. I've done 53% damage myself. If that's not enough, I don't know what is. I'm gonna try to whittle a few more percentages once the guards aggro. But yeah, This has to be it. I can't do any better than this. Okay, please give me the loot. I gotta make sure I don't die first. I've done like 50, almost 60 now. Please. What? Wait, that's okay. Or I did almost 60%. How is that not enough? Oh, I don't know. I don't think this strat is gonna work. Yeah, it looks like Darkan is no ordinary mob. He does not seem to abide by the rules of doing enough damage and guiding him to the town guards. So I have to come up with new ways to defeat him by my own. And the problem is that right now at level 19 I can only do around 50% of his damage before I just flat out run out of resources and cooldowns or time with the mob respawns. So seeing as I'm close to level 20, I think that's my next approach. I didn't want to just level up till I'm stronger. I kind of wanted to use my, game sensing ingenuity or whatever you want to call it. But I think we have to get 20, so let's get that done and try again. Oh, that feels so nice seeing the achievements pop up every 10 levels. But yeah, here's level 20, a huge level, not only because of the power spike that we get, but also because at level 20 we get our first mount. And we also get to put points in Pursuit of Justice, so not only do we become stronger, we also become faster. Instantly headed to Silvermoon to pick up my abilities, but while I'm here, might as well pick up the last missing secondary profession, which is fishing. And here's the mount, our first one, 60% speed. This is going to make leveling so fast. Here's the Thalassian Warhorse, a paladin only mount, and this is just going to make everything so much more convenient. And here we have some really big abilities at level 20. Consecration, Exorcism, Flash of Light, Blessing of Kings and whatnot, but the real important ability here is Exorcism, because against undead it will always crit, and demons as well. So basically we're just gonna go Super Saiyan now against Darkan, like it's gonna be so much easier, I think. And now with my newfound abilities and strength, it's time to take on Darkan for the final time. And so the mighty fallen Darkandrat here is finally down. 10 attempts, not too bad, and we are finally done with the Ghostlands. The only thing left to do now is to hand in the quests and pick up our handsome rewards for saving this whole zone single-handedly. And there it is, look at this beauty of a blade worth 24 silver, I'll take it any day of the week. But with that hand in, we are officially done with Ghostlands. No more blue filter, spooky skeletons, scary undead. We are going into the bigger and better worlds of Kalimdor, my friends.